Biggie, I just told Chris Demm, Labor Day, I'll be giving up Diet Coke.
Oh, here we go.
That's it.
That's what I said to myself, Biggie, in my head.
That's it.
We're going to do this all week.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, all week.
That's it.
What has done it this time?
Nothing really. I just needed to make a line in the sand. I started drinking them again when we went on vacation in late June, and I deserved it. We had a new puppy. I was frazzled, okay? And since then, things have only gotten worse. Okay?
Have they?
Yes. Wife's back at work. My schedule's all over the place.
Yeah.
Kids are in school, of course. Shipped the boy off to Tennessee, but the girl is...
You're now enriching another state.
Exactly.
Their coffers in Tennessee.
Exactly. They've asked for their money. We've given them their money. And what that's driven me to is drinking. I've had 2 fridge cigs this morning. Okay?
You know what I think? And I watched, well, you're watching as well, a great documentary series about the Dallas Cowboys.
Can I say something about that?
Yes.
You brought that to me, and that has given me intense pleasure.
Oh.
Intense pleasure.
Yeah.
For the last 6 days, I have been writhing in pleasure because, but 2 things, Biggie, the Dallas Cowboy recommendation, and my fridge cigs. And both will be coming to an end on Labor Day. That's when I'll be finished with both of those.
And see, that it actually plays into that because Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think you've gotten this episode yet, but there's an episode coming up where his wife just basically says, when things are enjoyable to you, you just can't take that.
That's right.
So I think that life is just going fine. You're enjoying Diet Coke, but you're secretly not happy because you're not happy unless you're miserable.
Well,
the paradox.
yeah, for a long time, you all have theorized that.
And I think that's where I think you're enjoying the documentary. I think you're enjoying Diet Coke. And I think in your head, you're like, I got to stop this.
When I was in New York with a group of colleagues from different radio stations, we had a big dinner one night. I was sitting across from Hannah, one of our competitors, but we put aside our rivalry for the weekend. And I said to the waiter, Garçon.
Oh, they love that. Especially in New York City.
Garçon.
Hey, boss, my name's Rick.
I said, Diet Cokes and keep them coming. And Hannah said, I didn't know you were a Diet Coke man. And I said, let me tell you something, Hannah. I love, love, love Diet Coke, but I've got to give it up eventually because I know it's bad for me. And she goes, you know what? She goes, do you do heroin? I said, no.
Are we going to on this trip?
What's your room number?
I thought this had to do with Diet Coke. No. I just really want to do some heroin.
Do you want to really enjoy a Broadway show? There's still time to get tight before the curtain drops.
She said, do you do heroin?
Now you're wearing a belt, right? I'm going to need that.
I said, no, I don't do heroin.
Are you wearing a long sleeve shirt? It's probably best that you hide your veins.
She said, do you snort cocaine? I said, no, I do not snort cocaine. She said, how much weed do you smoke? I said,
I'd prefer not to answer that.
Not answer that question. She said, really, Diet Coke's your only vice? I said, yeah, Diet Coke's my only vice. She goes,
yeah, thanks, Hannah.
She goes, treat yourself. And that's when I called him over. Garçon, another.
What were the other folks drinking around the table that night? Do you recall?
Yeah, there were 10 of us. 6 of us had Diet Cokes. And we were like, boom, 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 boom. Then some of us had wine and some had just water. But I was leading that Diet Coke brigade. And that's when all the others, too, they were like, God, don't you love Diet Coke? I said, yes.
I saw this on Instagram over the weekend. A friend posted this. And Biggie, you may have seen it, too, because I know you're on the gram a good deal. And it was just simply a Diet Coke can. And underneath it, the words were, it's not an addiction. It's a character trait.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that,
and
too.
I said, I think I know someone to whom this applies.
Yes.
And that's you. It's not an addiction.
No.
It's your character.
It's
you.
I am. It's who I am.
Yeah.
It's part of me. But I have to end it on Labor Day. I have to challenge myself to make sure I still can end it, to prove it's not an addiction. And I need to be healthier. I need to.
But you're so healthy now.
But that's the
thing.
The one thing that's beating me. That's one thing.
But you'll never have true victory over it because what'll happen is on Labor Day, you will stop and then we'll get through September. You'll make our September miserable. October, you'll adjust, and you'll just be yourself again. You'll be back to your water. But then, Halloween's on a Friday this year. Now
it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is, you
Christmas
don't really
is
Halloween anymore.
Christmas, we have a vacation. So I'll say, all right, give me a fridge thing. Plus, well, it might be Thanksgiving because we'll host Thanksgiving.
That's what I was thinking is Thanksgiving.
And I'll say, what am I thankful for? Diet Coke. What about the kids? Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
too.
kids too.
Yeah.
The family, all of that. But what am I really thankful for? This cold, ice cold fridge cig right here. And
Yeah.
that's when I'll get back on, and then I'll just say, all right, I'll go through the Super Bowl. You know, this is just, that's how it is. That's what it is.
But instead, you could just stay happy.
No.
You could just, because you're so healthy. You are healthy in everything else. You are so disciplined. I think that's the one thing you have. And really,
You sound like Hannah.
the one thing isn't that bad.
That's what Hannah said.
It's not like you're smoking or
Said.
drinking.
Hannah said, do you smoke? No.
No.
Do you do heroin? No. Do you do cocaine? No. Do you do meth? No.
No.
And she's like, well, you're as boring as they say you are. I had heard.
I mean, for years you've been trying to convince us that Diet Coke is a horrible habit.
Yep.
And now, listen, you go online, you're going to get some stay-at-home mom who'll be like, it has chemicals.
That's right.
Okay? But just discount that.
That's right.
You're healthy in everything else. It's the one thing you have to enjoy.
That's what Hannah said. And, I kept them coming all during that New York trip. I was like, yeah, Hannah, you're right. But I have drawn a line in the sand for Labor Day this year to go off of Diet Coke. That first 2 weeks will be awful.
Yeah, well, because you've been on it the longest you've been for a while now. Because you came back. Normally, you've given it up by now.
Yes.
But
I've kept it going, and I mean in large quantities. You have no idea. Today, I took one for the car ride. I was like, let me take a double. Let me just do a double here. I didn't sleep that great last night. Don't know why. Maybe it was that Diet Coke right before bed. Maybe. That's right.
Really? You know what's funny? I slept amazing. I slept the best I've slept in weeks last night. Maybe we're just opposite.
Are you on heroin?
No.
Are you on cocaine?
You want to crush up an oxy?
Yeah. All these things. Yeah. I'm glad you slept. For whatever reason, I just could not follow. But I did. Listen, I had a Diet Coke chaser just before I brushed my teeth. I just knocked it back, standing at the sink. Sometimes you have an addiction when you're standing at your bathroom sink, finishing off that Diet Coke before you brush your teeth.
Where's the empty? In the bathroom trash or just sitting on the sink?
Sitting on the sink. A-Train, my wife will find
Attracting the ants?
Yeah. Sitting on the sink, and then I'll throw it away in the recycling eventually. I go back in there today.
Now, are you worried because you were on them heavy, as you've pointed out? I mean, ridiculously heavy.
Yeah.
And are you worried that cold turkey is going to hurt? Or are you going to back it down some over the weekend?
I always go cold turkey.
Okay.
I just suffer through a few days of headaches, of very
irritable, mood swings.
A lot of that. A lot of lethargy is terrible. You should see me on the pickleball court. Just I can't even. Right now, I'm all over the pickleball court. It's incredible. It's incredible the way I'm moving right now. I just saw a European study that found that coffee drinkers, it really is true. They're happier. They're more enthusiastic. They're less sad after each coffee. Would you concur? You're a coffee man.
Yeah, I like waking up on my weekends and mixing up my cold brew.
Mm-hmm. Do you? Is that what you do? You?
I haven't had hot coffee in years.
Still cold brewing, yeah.
I mean, truly, that's all the best I love now is just cold brew.
The study found that the boost to your energy and your mood lasts at least 2.5 hours. So it sets up the start of your day much better if you have a cup of coffee, especially in the morning. That's obviously when most coffee is consumed. I just read a thing on newspapers. I was on Facebook. It's this thing I'm doing now.
Ooh, Facebook, huh?
Never post. Never, just lurk.
Just watch.
See. A guy was talking about how much he misses reading the newspaper in the morning with his cup of coffee. That was like a ritual for him. And it's gone because he doesn't get the newspaper anymore. Actually, interesting trivia here. Now we live in central North Carolina. We used to have we do have a newspaper called the News and Record. A guy was writing on Facebook. He said, I used to work for the News and Record, the newspaper. When I left, there were 90,000 subscribers to the newspaper. You want to guess how many subscribers now there are to the newspaper that get it delivered in paper form every day? Now, when he left, he didn't say that was his peak. He just said, when I left, there were 90,000. I don't even know when he left.
I'm going to say 18,000.
6. 6,000. Now they have 7,000 online subscribers.
Okay.
But only 6,000. So that's 13,000 total. What used to be 90, which is about an 85% drop.
Oh.
You know what he was saying was, it's a shame because now there's really no oversight of local, and this is everywhere, of local politics. You know, what goes on locally is not really covered because people just get their news from wherever, you know, Twitter or TV or whatever it might be. But you don't really get into the local, what people are doing locally, and there's nobody really covering it now. But and then somebody else said, yeah, whoever can start something that people are interested in locally and get it to the mass audience on a level that they consume news now, Twitter, online, stream, whatever it might be, through the phone, then that's gonna be a win, you know, whoever. But I wonder, I had a friend tell me 10 years ago she had just cut the cord, so she had only Netflix. And I said, well, what about like your local news and stuff? And she goes, I don't give a crap about that.
You said that out loud?
My Lord.
Loud, over lunch.
That's verbatim?
Over lunch. She goes, who gives a crap about all that silly mess? And I was like,
I do.
I mean, I'm supposed to say I do.
Yeah.
I know. I'm supposed to say I care.
I will tell you, when in my early 20s, I got a newspaper subscription, just the weekend edition delivered. And nothing made me feel more adult, though, than going out to get my newspaper that I was paying for, and I would come in and have a cup of coffee with it. Like, yes, I'm an adult now.
My wife said when she used to do that, too, she's a coffee drinker and a newspaper reader. And when she used to get the newspaper, she'd sit with it on Sunday morning, you know, for an hour and read it and drink her coffee. I never did. But she loved it, and she said, we'll never, ever stop getting the newspaper. But we have, you know. And you know, online, I guess you can go to so many other things. You don't have to get the local newspaper. But somebody was saying if you can tap into, you know, it's nobody gets it on the paper anymore. If you could just tap into a way to get it to them on whatever source, but
Are you advertiser supported? I mean, that's generally the sticking point.
It'd be almost impossible. I know. Is anybody going to pay for that? I mean, there are 7,000 paying for it now in a subscription. But whenever I look online at an article or something that says, you know, subscribe, sign up, I just always say no. Usually you can find the article somewhere else. It's got to be, but I just don't know. I go back to my friend 10 years ago who says, I don't give a crap about all that silly local mess. And
See, I still like local.
how do you get it?
I watch the evening news.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm old now in that I like the 6 o'clock news, and then I still watch the evening news.
But I would bet those numbers are
Oh,
cratering.
Of
way
course they
down.
are.
Just like
Yeah,
newspapers.
way down.
Yeah. And I respect the fact that you're into. You gave me a Whataburger update the other day. This is where let's talk about it.
Yeah, this is a reporter on the street.
Let's go hyper local. Okay. You gave me and Biggie says we got a new Whataburger a few months ago, and at first it was like a parking lot. You couldn't get into the place. And now Biggie drives by it every morning at 4 a.m.
There's a car count.
And he says, listen to this, a backlash to the backlash. Because when it started, it was, let's go to Whataburger. And everybody posted pictures of their burger online and said, what a major disappointment. This was not very good. But now Biggie says there's backlash to that saying, what are you talking about? This was good. You know, it's like my expectations were down because of what I was reading online. It is good.
It's amazing how that works now with everything. I feel like anytime something new opens, you'll have somebody give like a couple bad reviews, like, nah, maybe they're still working out the kinks, but I didn't love it. I didn't see anything special.
Right.
And then it's like this whole other side has to come in. And I saw multiple posts now that have said, I'm glad I didn't listen to y'all about Whataburger. I love it.
Exactly.
It's this just, and that's how everything new works now. It's this weird switcheroo.
I do think it's about expectations. You know, this movie's not any good. You go see it, and it turns out to be better than you thought. This movie's the best I've ever seen. You go see it, you're like, it wasn't as good as I thought it was. Well, Whataburger, people are going back and forth on. I haven't tried it. I don't know. I just went. My daughter has a birthday this week, and we went out Saturday night for Mexican, her favorite.
Okay.
And they had Pepsi product. I said to the waitress, I said, Senorita, get over here.
They love that.
Okay. I said, let me say something. Coca Light and keep it coming. And she said, oh, senor, with Pepsi products. I said, garbage water. I'm not having it. She goes, I can do a Pepsi Zero. I said, look, you're talking to the wrong person.
No.
People say that too, but they also, I have Coke Zero. Keep it. Pour it down. Pour it in the drain.
Diet Coke and Coke Zero taste totally
Nothing
different.
But I said, pour it in the river where it belongs. I told them that in New York. They said, we got Coke Zero. I said, don't even bother with it. I said, pour it in the Hudson, in the East River where it belongs. Give me a Diet Coke. So I said that to the nice Spanish-speaking lady. I called her over. Whoop. And I just told her that's not going to happen. Talk about old TV. Listen, great trivia question here, Big. You have absolutely zero chance of getting this one.
Okay.
Absolutely zero. Okay.
Is this the one I dropped on you?
Yeah. I love this. Chris Demm's watching color episodes of Andy Griffith in the afternoon.
I'm rage watching. Okay. They're so horribly bad. For years, I told you, Kelly, that I refuse to watch the color Andy Griffith shows.
But you hate watch them.
Now they're so bad.
Yeah, they are.
I can't look away.
They're terrible. And you know, that show stayed #1 even the 3 years after.
I don't know. It's like as soon as Don Knotts' character left the show, all the comedy writers said, well, that's it. We're done. Why? It just became this ponderous, endless, pontificating, small-town garbage.
And just because, that's what, by the way, that was the way this program has been described in the now defunct newspaper.
Yeah.
Ponderous, small-town garbage.
And I think, frankly, the same sentiments are probably uttered about us. How are they still number one?
How are they still on?
God, remember when they were funny?
Dave Aiken used to say how angry Andy Griffith looked in every single episode.
Dave was right.
Yes, he was.
His furrowed brow.
I told Chris Demm, if Chris Demm ever retires, that's how they describe me. He's so angry every day.
True.
Look at that furrowed brow.
He looks awfully so
Just
angry.
comes in and skulks around all day.
But that's when he's happiest.
So
the paradox.
Chris Demm says he watches a couple of episodes. You probably know it. Blue Moon. That's the perfume episode.
Broken bottle of perfume.
With Opie. And the other...
Tilted Church.
Tilted Church. You ever watch Tilted Church?
I've seen some color episodes, but I don't think I've seen Tilted Church.
You've seen Tilted Church. Howard Sprague is the...
Randy, I thought we'd flood half the basement.
Maybe, actually, that does ring a bell.
And that was the punchline. Oh, Noah taught me that. Howard, you've done it again.
Okay, this is actually sounding familiar.
It's appalling television. Appalling.
Can't look away. You cannot look away. It's terrible. It's terrible. Every episode.
The sets are dingy. The characters don't care.
Once they colorized, and once it came into color, it lost all its charm. And of course,
lost its humor.
Don Knotts left.
There's no comedy.
But just because Don Knotts leaves,
I know,
doesn't mean it shouldn't have been that bad. You know,
it became a mini soap opera.
Yeah.
I mean, just no laughs.
And yet, it remained at #1. I wonder if Andy Griffith is just like, how are we doing this? You know, how are we? I bet Andy.
Now we're putting out a terrible product.
Right.
Terrible.
But we
now I fired all the funny writers.
But they stayed at #1. So Chris Demm did a deep dive on Frances Bavier, who played Aunt Bee. She won an Emmy in 1967, near the end of the run of the show. Her only, I believe,
correct
Emmy from the show. Now, Don Knotts won 5 Emmys in a row. He was on the show 5 years. He won it every year for Deputy Barney Fife. So the question was, what other 2 actresses did Frances Bavier beat for the 1967 Emmy when she played Aunt Bee?
It's a small field.
Just 3, and she beat 2 of them. Biggie, you have absolutely no chance of getting this right. None. None whatsoever. Give us your answer.
Lucille Ball.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Pretty good guess.
Golly. I said...
But she would have been the lead in the Lucy show.
Oh,
yeah,
this
true,
is supporting actress. Aunt Bee beat Miss Jane from Beverly Hillbillies, Nancy Culp.
Who down at the bank.
Yeah. Who was terrific, by the way. She's better than Aunt Bee by that time, for sure. And the lady who played Clara from the old Bewitched show. And
the ditzy, Samantha's ditzy aunt.
So I said to Chris Demm, those 2 are better than Aunt Bee at that point. You know, at that point, there was...
Although Aunt Bee was in every episode.
Boy,
in fact, I think, and according to what I read, she was the longest tenured character.
She was
from beginning to end.
She was, I guess that's right. Because she stayed for like Mayberry RFD.
Exactly.
So she was longer.
Played the same character. She was in that world longer than Andy Griffith himself.
That's right. Even though he started. That makes sense. And of course, those 2 didn't get along that well. And
they did make up before she passed.
Yeah, that was pretty well chronicled that he.
She was difficult on set, and she admitted it.
Yeah, and she was, because she didn't have to be. You know, she did not have.
Well,
to
she was from New York. She was a Broadway actress, and I think.
But she signed up for it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what you're getting. But apparently Andy Griffith was pretty tough too. He was, one of my favorite stories about that show is that when Ron Howard, on the first episode of the show, of course, Ron Howard played Opie, and he was written as kind of a little smart aleck, like a lot of other TV characters who were little kids. He was like, he would talk back to Andy and, kind of just a little bit big for his britches, as we used to say. And his father, Rance Howard, went over to Andy Griffith privately and said, "You're writing this character wrong. The Opie will be disliked by the audience if he continues to talk to you that way." And Andy Griffith thought about it for a day, got all the writers together and said, rewrite the whole thing. It was never even seen. And then the relationship between Andy and Opie became such a cornerstone for the whole thing. It's good stuff. I could do a deep dive on it all day. Biggie, you totally failed with your Lucille Ball guess, but I don't care. It was too tough a question. It was a tough question.
I like your faces, though, when I actually knew someone old.
Couldn't believe you said it. What? He's right. It is an old person who died a long time ago. It's a better guess than I had. I said Sally Field.
Oh, even I know that.